Aprilia handed their own title campaign a serious setback and watched it unfold on the track at Barcelona. And the situation clearly extends beyond mere bad luck. On May 17, 2026, during the Catalan Grand Prix at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, reigning 2024 MotoGP World Champion Jorge Martín rolled up to the grid exactly 2 points behind his teammate Marco Bezzecchi in the championship standings. Those 2 points compressed the entire season into a tight margin before a major incident occurred. Martín was taken out of the race, but not by Pedro Acosta or a Ducati charging from the outside. He was eliminated by Raúl Fernández, riding the exact same Aprilia bike and flying the exact same manufacturer colors for Trackhouse Racing, Aprilia's own satellite team. The championship points vanished instantly. The race had already been stopped for a red flag before this sequence started, so nerves across the entire field were already shredded by the time they restarted. Martin pushed hard from the jump, chasing championship points with every tenth of a second carrying weight. On the opening lap of that restart, approaching turn 5, Fernández launched an aggressive and committed dive up the inside. The two Aprilias collided at the apex, causing Martin to go down and finishing his race on the spot. Fernández ran wide off the circuit and got shuffled all the way to the back of the field. The incident resulted in 0 championship points for the factory team from their lead rider. The FIM stewards reviewed the footage, examined the data, and ruled it a racing incident with no penalty issued. This meant, officially, nobody did anything wrong. Despite the clean official record, Jorge Martín marched back into his pit garage and physically shoved his own team manager Paolo Bonora in front of cameras, crew, and the entire paddock. Martín later apologized for that outburst and owned it without excuses. The fact that a world champion reached that level of raw frustration reveals the furious and unraveling temperature inside Aprilia after turn 5. Fernández apologized for the collision, stating he was sorry, though he expressed clear annoyance at how Martín handled the pass. His response to the entire situation came down to stating firmly that they have the data to prove his side. Fernández argued directly that Martín braked too early in that corner and then steered back across his line at the exact moment the Trackhouse machine was already committed deep into the pass. According to Fernández, there was nowhere left to go except exactly where he went. The Barcelona crash brought the topic of team orders to the forefront. Aprilia faces the decision of whether to reverse their stance and enforce internal factory orders on Fernández and Trackhouse Racing. A satellite team rider desperate to prove his worth ahead of 2027 contract negotiations currently races wheel-to-wheel with his manufacturer's title contender, as if their stakes in the race are identical. The stakes are absolutely not equal, since Martin is chasing a second world championship while Fernández is chasing job security. This documented reality of MotoGP politics burned Aprilia's Sunday to the ground. If you found this update useful, subscribe for more MotoGP drama. The championship math makes this feel urgent in a way that cannot be dismissed, as Martin arrived in Barcelona 1 point off the lead. Walking away with nothing while rivals banked whatever the race offered is precisely the kind of point swing that transforms tight title battles into comfortable leads for someone else by summer. 2 points can become 22 inside a single bad afternoon. Aprilia, Martin, and Fernández all understand that arithmetic cold, making Fernández's refusal to absorb any responsibility even more telling about the psychology driving satellite riders in a competitive season. Rivola must decide whether to install genuine factory directives now or hold his philosophy until it costs Aprilia something they cannot recover in November. Whether that incident forces Aprilia to abandon their much-praised stability and issue formal instructions for the second half of 2026 is the question they now depend on answering correctly. Aprilia built a championship contender, but they just have not figured out how to stop it from fighting itself yet.